Alrighty, so here's why The Last of Us series needs part 3. And yes, I'm bringing this series back. Alright, so The Last of Us 1 starts us off with Riley sneaking into Ellie's dorm room. Then they go to the mall, but zombies come and try to attack them, so they have to find a way to leave the mall. In order of doing that, they would have to be quick before anybody knows that they're gone. So they run as fast as they can to get right out of that building. But then, boom, Riley gets attacked by zombies, and so did Ellie. So Ellie's over here struggling by killing this zombie because she has to only use her feet. So she kills him, notices that Riley has a zombie on her, so she goes and kills it with her knife. After that, they find a way out. So Ellie follows Riley to the way out, which was the way they came in. So they climb up here, and that's when Ellie falls with the thing. Boom, she falls, hurts her arm and side. Boom, there goes another zombie trying to attack her. Riley kills one and goes down and kills the other. After they're taking the zombie off of Ellie's body, Riley gets attacked by a runner, and that runner is nearly almost killed her. Ellie chops off her head because she does not want Riley to die. So that's when Riley notices that, well, Ellie's been bit. And then Ellie looks down on her arm and sees that she has been bit. And after that, she tries to wipe the blood off, but you can't undo it. Then Riley shows her bite. Now, that was just Ellie's point of view. Now, here is Joel's point of view 20 years before. The outbreak first started because Ellie was not born yet. So, Joel's coming home after a long day, maybe from work. Oh, yeah, from his job. Yeah. Sarah surprises him with a birthday gift because it was his birthday that day. And he pranks her that it was broke, and after that, she goes to sleep. Later, Joel takes her to bed, and she wakes up by a phone call from Tommy. Tommy calls to see where Joel's at because something's bad happening. So she goes searching for Joel just to know that he's not home. Picks up his phone that he left, all the messages from Tommy that he missed, even phone calls. That's when she runs into her dad going right in from the backyard. And he states that something bad happened to the neighbor, and that's when the neighbor busts down the sliding door to try to kill Joel. So that's when he has to kill him. So Joel and Sarah evacuate the house immediately just to notice that Tommy pulled right up at the house. They get in the car and they try to drive off and find a safe place. The first thought was maybe going to the city. So they drive to the city just to find a lot of people running from more zombies, and that's when they get in a crash. Wake up a couple of minutes later, Joel's injured, so is Sarah. He's knocked out. She wakes him up. He gets up. So that's when you start playing as Joel. Then you have to bust down the window to get you and your daughter out. Once you get Sarah and Joel out, well, he noticed that everyone's running and Tommy's not there. So she is like, her leg hurts. He gets attacked. That's when Tommy helps him. And then he picks up Sarah and they start running to follow Tommy. Everyone's tripping. They're trying to find a way to evacuate the town because they don't know where to go. Tommy and Joel go in this one building where Tommy and Joel run into more zombies, so Joel's forced to leave. He goes down this one trail and just to find more zombies chasing him. He finds this one guard that shoots the zombies and save him and his daughter's life. So he asks his boss, what does he do? He thinks they're infected, but they're not. But he still asks the boss, and the boss says, shoot him. So there goes Sarah and Joel tumbling down the road is when he noticed that she's been shot. All the bullets hit her and not him. Tommy shows back up just to find Joel holding his dead daughter. Summer. 20 years later, Joel wakes up. He was not in a coma, by the way. It was just fast-forwarding us in time. He gets a knock on his door by an old friend, and, well, it was Tess. So Tess picks him up. They go out trying to find Marlene, and Marlene has Ellie, and that's before Joel and Ellie met. So once they find out where Marlene is, Marlene gives Ellie to Joel and Tess to take her to the Fireflies for a cure, but they did not know that yet until they found out her secret. The secret was that she has been bit. But she tells them that it is old. She has been bit 2 weeks ago. So she is immune. So that's when they decide on taking her to the Fireflies. So they get out of there. They get caught up by people. That's when Tess sacrificed her life for Joel and Ellie to leave. That's when they hear Tess is now gone. So after that, they evacuate the building and start exploring more, trying to find the hospital where the Fireflies are located. And once they get there, he has to give her to them. They're going to try to make a cure out of her immune. I don't know how that was supposed to work, but, well, that plan had to been stopped. Joel came to take her from them because he didn't want her to die. Because if the cure were to happen, she would have to die. So he takes Ellie back, and they leave the hospital before they are killed. So good thing he left in time because they would have been gunned down. A couple of minutes later, they're leaving in a car. Joel is taking Ellie to Jackson, where Tommy suggested. That's when the game ends on this screen. Last of Us 2 comes where Joel is talking to Tommy about why he did that. So they leave afterwards after that long talk. And they start to head back to Jackson. They get on their horses. They start to take this little drive down to Jackson that's not very far away. So I'm guessing this is their little safe house. Because obviously they had to fight walkers to get in here. So once they get halfway there, the sun's starting to set. And they finally make it before it's night. So Tommy says, you go talk to Ellie. I'll put the horses up. And he did exactly that. So Joel gave him the horse, and he went to go put him in the stables. So now it shows Ellie tapping her feet and drawing, listening to music. And then that's when Joel knocks on the door. She didn't hear it, so he just walks in, see what she was doing. And he even opens the door. She still doesn't hear it because her headphones are in. He says hello to her. Then he noticed that she has her headphones in, so he goes over to her to talk, taps her on the shoulder. She gets frightened not knowing that he was there. So she said try knocking, but he did knock. Fast forward the conversation with her learning how to play the guitar by Joel. He tells her a joke. They laugh about it. He says goodnight. She plays the guitar for herself. Then that's when they hit us with the title screen saying The Last of Us Part 2. After the title screen, we fast forward in time when Ellie is an adult. So that would be 4 years later. She gets a knock on the door by Jesse. Jesse is there telling that they have to go scout out. But first, before they have to do their scout out mission, they have to go meet with Marie to see where they have to go. So he tells her to pack up. She gets all her stuff, gets her boots on, gets her a knife, all the good stuff she needs to fight zombies that could be ahead. So after she puts on her boots, tie her shoes, she goes out. She follows Jesse to where their destination is, which is the bar. And that's where Marie is. Marie tells her to follow them. And then they discuss what they have to do. And Her partner is Dina. So she tries to meet with Dina to let her know that they have to do some stuff because Marie requested that they go scout out up ahead to make sure everything is clear from walkers. Before that, they have a snowball fight. And after the snowball fight, they go to the stables to collect their horses. And after they get their horses, they hear Jesse talking about all the stuff they're going to have to do. So they go and listen to what he has to say after this nice guy gives them their horses. So there he is telling them that they're going to split up into groups of 2. So Ellie and Dina and the other 2 guys. Then they make us play as the most hated character, Abby, and I hate her too because what she did to Joel, but that will be discussed in part 2. So she follows Owen out because he has a surprise that he wants to show everybody, but she's the first one to find out about it. It's a city up ahead, which is Jackson. So they talk about it. Then he lets the news out that his girlfriend is pregnant. Abby gets very mad and jealous. So Owen decides to, leave. So Abby just goes out exploring a lot more to see if she can get to the town without him. And she finds a couple of dead zombies by these rocks that froze to death. And after that, she has to go to this one place where there's literally a zombie girl just frozen right there. After she pushes that zombie girl out and get out of there, she gets attacked by zombies. So fast forward this, falls down, fights these zombies. We're back as Ellie. So she's riding out with Dina to go mark their schedule and to let them know if it's the coast clear. So Dina and Ellie ride out and chat on their way to scout out the area up ahead. So they just start talking and they finally make it to the place they have to go, hitch their horses. Dina tells her it's this way. They go up there and they mark their schedule that they've been there. And that's it for this video. You're just going to see the rest in part 2. See you.